Welcome. Just did a video over on the Brain Matrix page. So I'm pretty happy with that. So it's now official. Brain Matrix is something that I have co-founded. It's no longer a group. It's a thing that I co-founded. Founded. And all of you champions that are watching this knew me before I founded the Brain Matrix. That's just an aside to what today's thing is. So the video's backwards because I've got to get the text to work. So the text feels like it should be over there. Oh, it is over there. There we go. It's just weird. Anyway. So I've been writing down what we're out to discover. And it's very, very simple. It's I, one, fear, me. Now it's not really fear, but it sort of is. Fear is the closest thing that I've been able to discover. Fear is the closest experience that I've been able to discover. But people are like, they have this real experience of me. Like it's this thing. And I told you I was going to mathematically break down and I was going to share more stuff, which means that some of this stuff just might not go anywhere. It might not make a lot of sense to start off with. I don't want to apologise for that ahead in time, but it's just, that's the nature of doing this. It can be frustrating, a lot of rock turning, as I said. So if we say that one is like the thing, like it's us, like we have this experience that we are an object, like that we exist, our perspective, that's another word we could use, perspective. Perspective. The fear is something that comes from out here. So not here, it's from out here. That's threatening here. Whether that's true or not doesn't really matter. Like whether the experience is actually occurring, like a gun or a knife being pointed at you, or not. Like the experience of fear or the reaction of fear, like a fight or flight response, and there's nothing in physicality that requires it. So for instance, people might call that being triggered. So there's another word that people get triggered. Someone says something and they get triggered. It's a fight or flight response. Fight, flight, freeze. There's another one. So fear, you could say, I'm just going to jump over this side because it gives me a bit more space. Fear is one. If one is us, this object, this individual, and it's another cool word, individual. Put that up there. This individual, fear is essentially, it turns into a mathematical equation, equals zero. Or anything between 1 and 0. And the reason it looks this way is if you imagine if fear is like there's a threat that could stop their ability to interact with this physical world or whatever the hell we're actually interacting with, fear is the threat that might stop. And so if we're 1, it's anything less than 1. But probably bigger than 0. Well, yeah. So in other words, you could say, maybe we'll put this on the record a bit more. So 1 minus 1 equals 0. In other words, you don't exist anymore. Oh, can you see me? There we are. We're back again. 1, so no existence. So 1 minus 0.8. This being the fear part. So we'll put a little. This is the fear part here. This is the I part here, equals 0.2. So you're not like fully, doing your thing. So you might find like I said, damage. Maybe the 0.8 might be both your legs and your arms and, I don't know, whatever. Chopped off, makes it a little bit harder to, operate in the world of the physicality world. So that's about as far, that looks really simple, doesn't it, eh? And that is the challenge, is that this is unbelievably simple. And what's frustrating about unbelievably simple things, if this is what fear looks like mathematically, the challenging part is that it's unbelievably simple and it's really difficult to prove unbelievably simple things. we seem to have some kind of intrinsic view that an object, an individuality exists, and we don't really, I can't seem to find proof of it. That's essentially what we're out to create here. The simple things are the hardest. And that's it. It's the epiphany today, guys and girls. So yeah, if you've got any questions, give me a word. Now, just to qualify, at some point I'm going to do some maths on another spot, and you're going to get that the math almost looks the damn same. Now the challenge with it is that doesn't really work, because you can't have fear equaling something else that's completely different. So the challenge with it is that a lot of this stuff just looks exactly the damn same, and it can't be. Which means that I've got to discover why the hell it looks exactly the same damn same. Why is it that this simple thing and this simple thing look similar, like I did the other week? You know, and if they are the same, that's cool. It doesn't really matter. What we're just looking for is that consciousness part. And so the confusing part is trying to remember that fear looks like this mathematically, and then something else that looks completely different, looks very similar to fear mathematically. Why? And that's where we come. So it's going to get better. I'm going to share a lot more of this stuff. Probably going to sound a little bit weird. Oh well, come along, see what happens.